I've had a 2-hour lunch with Biden. Like, it's very popular to say, well, he's, old, he's not.
What's up, guys? Your boy Benny. You want to know how your life's going to turn out? Show me your 5 best friends, your 5 closest friends, and I'll show you exactly who you're going to become, because you pretty much are the average of the 5 closest people to you. And so when you're looking at a politician and asking who they represent and what they're going to do, you got to look at their donors. You got to look at the people closest to them, the people who are actually making the campaign happen. And that'll show you what these people are all about. And that is why I find it particularly fascinating that Jeffrey Epstein, the foremost pederast in human history, was only friends with Democrat super donors. People like Bill Gates and Bill Clinton were the ones who were flying on Jeffrey Epstein's plane, going to his private island, were traveling the world with Jeffrey Epstein. In fact, some of the biggest monsters in Hollywood, like Harvey Weinstein, of course, they're massive mega donors to the Democrat Party. The Democrat Party has a major problem with these monsters because the Democrat Party, of course, allows for it. They say, bring on the money. We don't really care. This is why the largest human smuggling, child trafficking, 350,000 children gone missing with the open borders. These people are truly monsters. Ladies and gentlemen, a billionaire named Reid Hoffman, who visited Epstein Island, pours thousands of dollars into the coffers of vulnerable Democrats. Reid Hoffman previously gave $700,000 to Biden's re-election effort. This guy named Reid Hoffman, why do they always look like this? This is the guy. This is the guy who was like a frequenter of Jeffrey Epstein's island and was like besties with Jeffrey Epstein and worked to rehabilitate Jeffrey Epstein's image. He's the founder of LinkedIn. You should delete your LinkedIn, honestly. You really should. Democrat tech billionaire who rehabbed Jeffrey Epstein's image and visited the island. His island had poured thousands in donations to Democrats. They happily accepted him. What a grotesque. I mean, he literally looks like Jabba the Hutt. News of the donations come out of the Wall Street Journal reported that Hoffman visited Epstein's private Caribbean island, Little St. James, known as Pedo Island, at least one occasion in 2014. 2014. This is, of course, after Jeffrey Epstein caught a case for underage sex trafficking and prostitution. He was already. It's amazing. It's one thing, like, before those charges, okay? You should have always known Jeffrey Epstein was a dirty creep, but, like, it's one thing before the actual charges are brought against him and he's incarcerated, which happened in 2009 here in the state of Florida. So it's another thing to, like, openly associate with and do business with and rehabilitate these monsters, and all of these Democrat super donors did it. The guy who started LinkedIn did it. Hoffman and the now deceased convicted pedophile were planning on returning to the island in November 2014 when they traveled to Boston together. It's unclear what the intent was for the planned trips. Oh, really? Fox News. Oh, I think I know. The report also revealed that Hoffman was planning to stay at Epstein's luxury Manhattan townhouse in December as a late arrival in New York City. Hoffman also sent the maximum of donations to California Democrats. The physiognomy is undefeated, dude. What these creepy pervs, they always look the exact same way. The reason why we're talking about this is that Reid Hoffman, after some things changed in the American political landscape, and we're no longer going to accept predators and pedophiles in the highest echelons of government. We're going to actually prosecute them and throw them in jail for the rest of their lives where they belong. We're going to release the Epstein list. We're going to release the Diddy list. They're no longer welcome here. We don't do that here, right? Wakanda, forever. Reid Hoffman, founder of LinkedIn, man who personally funded the Lawfare against Donald Trump and Nikki Haley, telling friends he's leaving the United States now that Trump won. Oh my. Hoffman was outed by the Wall Street Journal after having visited Epstein's private island. Reid Hoffman is terrified. He's a filthy liar. Here he is saying that Joe Biden is as sharp as a tack.
2-hour lunch with Biden. Like, it's very popular to say, well, he's old, he's not cognitively with it. In a 2-hour conversation, he was asking me questions about AI. He was explaining stuff that was going on in nuanced detail in Israel. He was kind of saying, look, this is what I care about your average worker, and this is what we need to be doing, and how can you, technology industry, be helping the average worker? Look, it was a 2-hour robust conversation. He's good.
He's good. They're such frauds. These people, they're so despicable. And they really got what's coming to them. And Reid Hoffman, hopefully, what's coming to Reid Hoffman is prison time. LinkedIn co-founder Reid Hoffman considering leaving the United States. I always ask this, and I think it's really worth noting. If you are innocent, why would you flee? If you didn't do anything wrong, Reid, why would you leave the country? Right? Like, doesn't that stand to reason?
Conservatives, but from committed Democratic partisans. Anti-civilization activist Reid Hoffman, for example, is a major Haley supporter. Reid Hoffman is the founder of LinkedIn. He's a friend of Jeffrey Epstein's. He was a visitor to Pedo Island, in fact. He's also the guy who funded E. Jean Carroll's sexual assault case against Donald Trump. Reid Hoffman is a Democratic Megdonor. In 2020, he gave $1 million to David Brock's American Bridge PAC. That's a group designed to physically harass Republican candidates. Hoffman's money has also helped to prop up the authoritarian governor of California, Gavin Newsom, as well as many others on approximately the same team. So you know exactly who he is. What's interesting is this cycle, Reid Hoffman is all in on Nikki Haley.
Man, we dodged a bullet. Seriously, we dodged a bullet. So Reid Hoffman is taking his billions and using it to usurp democracy, to actually fund people like Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley accepted the money instead of doing what any responsible person would do, which is like take your pedo money and shove it, and then I'm going to do a big press release about how I rejected your donation. Nikki Haley was like excited to do it. Here's Reid Hoffman doing a podcast with Bill Gates talking about how evil cows are. Look at these two slobs. Look at these guys telling you how to be healthier. These two guys telling you how to be healthier. Bill Gates talking about how evil cows are. This is so disgusting on so many levels. Leave the cows alone, Bill. Bill Gates and Reid Hoffman both know each other through Epstein. Epstein reportedly bought shares in LinkedIn before Gates bought it from Hoffman. Eat healthy cows. Eat real beef. Live healthy. Scum. Scum. Look at that. This is how these dirty deals are done. Look at that. So they're giving Jeffrey Epstein an options to buy for the like rock bottom $20 a share in LinkedIn, bought $100,000 worth of shares, wrote it off as charity. They're such criminals, these people. They're truly despicable. Why would you flee the country if you've done nothing wrong, Reid? What a grotesque goblin this guy is. LinkedIn co-founder, Democrat Megdonor Reid Hoffman is reportedly considering fleeing the United States. Hoffman, 57, has funneled hundreds of millions of dollars to the Democrat Party in recent years and funded some of the most aggressive lawfare against Donald Trump, Jeannie Carroll's sexual assault case, for instance. Hoffman also financially backed Nikki Haley's campaign and invested millions of dollars into the voting company Smartmatic to help finance its defamation lawsuits against Fox News and Newsmax. Why would Reid Hoffman flee if he did nothing wrong? That's exactly right. I don't know what I didn't know that Reid Hoffman funded Jeannie Carroll's prosecution against Donald Trump. Look at that. What a complete freak. Here you go. Here's the greatest witness ever, right? Any trial ever. Reid Hoffman, there's Jeannie Carroll, freaking nutcase. Hoffman claims that he is worried about retribution from Trump, considered leaving the country. Democrat billionaires fleeing the nation. I view this as an absolute win. Democrat Megdonor Lawfare funder Reid Hoffman gaslighting the public about Biden's mental acuity just weeks before the debate. Biden's puppeteers will say anything to maintain their hold on power, which is exactly what's happening here. The Reid Hoffmans of the world got their dearest wish, but then the martyr lived. His dearest wish is what? Then, what sources described as the dagger and another twist of the knife, Thiel sarcastically thanked Hoffman for funding lawsuits against Trump because they helped turn him into a martyr, thereby increasing his chances of re-election. I'm so grateful for you, Thiel said. From the stage, Hoffman shot back with his own sarcastic quip, yeah, I wish I made him an actual martyr. And then, on a very uncomfortable note, the exchange ended. Jeez. So, wait, he said he wants to kill Donald Trump? Maybe this is why they're leaving the country. I tell you, the reason they're leaving the country is because people like Kash Patel, have gone on our show time and time again and said, as FBI director, I will release the Epstein list. You will know what Jeffrey Epstein did. Put on your big boy's pants and let us know who the pedos are, says Kash Patel. Why is Reid Hoffman leaving the nation? I'll let Elon Musk and Tucker Carlson answer that question when they talk about Reid Hoffman and the people who are so scared of what will now be revealed. The FBI has all of the evidence. You remember, it's the FBI who raided Epstein's houses, took all of his tapes, all of his recordings, all of his CDs, all of his hard drives.
You know, I think part of why Kamala is getting so much support is that if Trump wins, that Epstein client list is going to become public.
Yes.
And some of those billionaires behind Kamala are terrified of that outcome.
Yeah. Do you think Reid Hoffman's uncomfortable?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Gates.
And Gates.
Yeah.
And I only ask that because you just look at them and you're like, that's a nervous person right there. I don't know. I mean, I assume you know them. Yeah.
Yes. Reid Hoffman was my vice president of business development at PayPal.
Yeah.
24 years ago.
Does he seem nervous to you?
Yeah, I mean, he's terrified of a Trump victory.
Because of the disclosure that would follow?
I think, yeah, I mean, I think he's certainly ideologically not aligned with Trump anyway, but I think he is concerned about the Epstein situation. Like something might actually, the DOJ might actually move forward.
There are a lot of videos, apparently. Those rooms on the island, and I think out in New Mexico, were wired for video.
Right.
And
where's the video? I mean, between Diddy and Epstein, there's probably several thousand hours of footage here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird that the people on those videos are lecturing the rest of us about our moral failings, isn't it?
Yeah, it's weird.
What is that?
Well, I mean, part of how they deflect attention from themselves is by, criticizing the morals of others.
Yes.
So it's sort of like a preemptive moral strike.
Yes.
I mean, as I said, I think those who are saying Trump is a threat to democracy are themselves actually the threat to democracy.
It feels like we're getting to a place where the rest of us know too much. Is this, do you know what I mean? I mean, it's easier to live in a society where you don't really know what the people in charge are doing or why they're doing it. But now, thanks, I would say, largely to X.
Yeah.
I think that's fair to say that.
Yeah.
We do know a lot. Not everything, but we know a lot. And I wonder, where does that, like, what happens next now that we know all this? The kidnapper's shown us his face. Like, what happens?
Well, I think if Trump wins, we can do some house cleaning and shed light on things.